schmatzel that we made. This is the clarified schmatzel. It's just chicken fat, that's all it is, but it's delicious and it can be used in place of all fat. This is actually still warmed. It will solidify and get harder, a soft harder, not like a hard, not like lard. So I'm gonna actually make flour tortillas with it because we always talk about how we're making it, but we don't ever see anybody using it. Let's just see how they turn out. Like what? What do we have to lose? And this was the chicken broth leftover that I had when I was clarifying this. So I'm just gonna use this in place of water. What's the worst that can happen, right? Said our family always, just before the disaster strikes. So while my husband opens his Christmas present over there, we're going to put this together. Remember the chicken broth that we have? We need 1 cup of liquid. Oh, do you see that clump? That means it's a good gelled broth. That's fair in worthy. Like first place at the fair. I don't enter the fair. I'm gonna pop this in the microwave because the water that goes in there needs to be hot. We need 3.5 cups of soft white wheat. Remember, soft white wheat is what you use when you're not using yeast. We're grinding it right now. 1 teaspoon of salt, and we're gonna do 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. I have the recipe right here. Stir that around, and then we're gonna get the kitchen scale out, and we're gonna weigh 3.5 ounces of chicken fat. And this is 3 3/4. I just had to remove that much. That's so silly. Let's keep going. Putting this in. And then we're gonna add 1 cup of water and we're gonna stir it and let it sit. And this is what it looks like. I'm going to let this sit for 20 minutes to absorb before I start adding in any more flour. Remind me someday to talk to you about insoluble fiber and the dough when you're trying to make something. This I let sit for 20 minutes. It's amazing. It is absolutely amazing. I'm gonna form these into little tortillas and start cooking them. I'll show them to you in a bit. You wanna see how I roll one? Like this is how I roll. It's all in the thumb action. I wish I could slow it down. There you go. I got a lot more to go. When I make tortillas, they end up looking like shapes of states, so just use your imagination. Besides, I did my DNA test. I don't have as much Spanish in me as I was told when I was growing up, so you know what? I'm just going with it, because it doesn't matter anymore. They can't judge me. Let's see what it tastes like. Hey, sweetie.
Fabulous.